Pastors to New Pastors by Michael Jenkins. Read by Pastor Melissa Carruthers Wilson. Dear Mal, actually, I think the concerns you are raising are both pragmatic and spiritual. You say the decision that you and the personnel committee reached was neither wholly good nor entirely evil, but that it was certainly necessary. Let's see if I've got the particulars. With your concurrence, the church fired a member of your staff whose performance was inadequate, despite many attempts by both you and the church to help him improve. His behavior throughout the process was, in your words, inappropriate. He was defensive every time you, as his supervisor, attempted to help him discern his rough edges, and he resisted your attempts to direct him to additional training. After your supervisory conversations with him, he went out into the congregation and appealed to various members' emotions, trying to enlist their support against you and the church board. While you recognized that it was necessary to take the steps that you and the personnel committee and the board took, you and they feel very bad about firing him. Is that a fair summary of what happened? I suppose I would be disappointed in you at some level if you didn't feel bad about this. I would hope that you would never take delight in any person's failure, and that your compassion for others would make it difficult to fire a person. But I would also be disappointed in you if you had not possessed the courage to place the interests and the needs of the whole congregation first. Those needs weigh heavily on us as pastors. We are in a peculiar position as church leaders of needing to see the whole and not just the parts. This doesn't mean we don't care for every member of the congregation individually. It does mean, however, that we must carry a sense of the congregation as a single whole living body too, with its own integrity. This is nothing new, of course. St. Paul wrestled with this issue, especially in the Corinthian church. I doubt if there's ever been a pastor who has not wrestled with it. You and the leadership of your congregation made a very difficult decision. You believe you did everything you could to help your staff member to grow and improve, but at some point, you simply had to make the decision that he was not going to improve, at least not in his present position. For the sake of the congregation, you took an action that none of you took pleasure in. My hope is that this action will serve as a wake-up call for him, that it will help him take stock, and that he will eventually grow because of the whole incident. My hope is that he will find another position better suited to his gifts. My hope is also that you'll be able to find someone to take his place in ministry in your congregation. You observed quite accurately. It seems to me that judging is a perilous business. Our Lord warns us against it often, but making judgment calls is inseparable from pastoral ministry. Is this dangerous to your soul? You bet it is. Is it avoidable? I don't think so. I don't know if I've told you this before, but every pastor should start every day praying a penitential psalm and asking for God's forgiveness for the mistakes, missteps, misdeeds, and other misdemeanors that will follow that day. As pastor, we run the risk of not taking seriously enough the spiritual dimensions of our many decisions and the consequences that follow them.